Hello and greetings to everyone. We are to answer the following exercise for application and rates. For question 1, a house is rented at 240,000 francs CFA per annum. What is the monthly rent of the house? We are simply asked to find how much is paid per month for the house. Given that 240,000 francs CFA is paid each year for the house. Take solution. Question 1. We have house. The house is rented at 240,000 francs CFA per annum. The 240,000 francs CFA per annum is simply a rate, which means for 1 year rent of the house is 240,000 francs CFA. That is what it means. We know 1 year is made up of 12 months. 12 months of rent of the house is 240,000 francs CFA. For us to get the rent of 1 month, we are going to divide both sides of this proportion by 12. Because 12 divided by 12 gives 1. 12 months divided by 12 of rent of the house is 240,000 francs CFA divided by 12. 12 divided by 12 gives us 1. We attach 1 month of rent of the house is 240,000 francs CFA divided by 12 gives us 20,000 francs CFA. It therefore means 1 month of rent of the house is 20,000 francs CFA. We conclude therefore, the monthly rent of the house is 20,000 francs CFA. We underline the monthly rent. We can decide to write it as 20,000 francs CFA per month. We go now to question 2. For question 2, it goes, find in kilometers per hour the rate at which a car travels if it covers 38.5 kilometers in 35 minutes. Kilometers per hour is a rate. Kilometers per hour is also a unit of measuring speed. You will notice that in this question, the rate we are looking for is speed. We have 35 minutes. In 35 minutes, the car covers 38.5 kilometers. 38.5 is a mixed fraction. Converting 38.5 to an improper fraction, we have 2 times 38, which gives us 76 plus 1 gives 77 all over 2 kilometers. This question, the rate is equal to the speed. Speed is simply equal to the distance covered all over the time taken. In the given question, the distance covered is 77 over 2 kilometers and the time taken is 35 minutes. This will simply be equal to, we are going to replace the distance covered with 77 all over 2 kilometers. We divide by the time taken, which is 35 minutes. 35 minutes can be written as 35 all over 1. Now we are to divide two fractions. We are going to maintain the first fraction, 77 all over 2 kilometers, times, we are going to invert the second fraction, 1 goes up and 35 minutes comes down. Looking at the numerator and the denominator of the two fractions, there is no common factor. That means no simplification can be performed. Multiplying the two fractions, 77 kilometers times 1 remains 77 kilometers at the numerator, all over 2 times 35 minutes gives us 70 minutes at the denominator. This will give us a rate of 77 kilometers all over 70 minutes, which means in 70 minutes, the car covers 77 kilometers. Now we need to express 70 minutes in hours, so as to get the rate in kilometers per hours. First, we know 60 minutes makes 1 hour. If we divide both sides by 60, 1 minute will simply be equal to 1 all over 60 hours. If we multiply both sides by 70, because we have to convert 70 minutes to hours. 70 times 1 minute will be equal to 70, which can be written as 70 over 1 times 1 all over 60 hours. 70 times 1 minute gives us 70 minutes, to be equal to 70 divided by 10 gives us 7. 7 times 1 remains 7 all over 60 divided by 10 gives 6. 6 times 1 remains 6. It will give us 7 over 6 hours. The next thing we have to do is, in the rate 77 kilometers over 70 minutes, we have to replace 70 minutes with 7 over 6 hours. That's what we have to do. The speed, which is the rate, will simply be equal to, we have first 77 kilometers all over 70 minutes. We know 70 minutes in hours is simply 7 all over 6 hours. This will simply be equal to 77 kilometers all over 1 times, we are going to invert the second fraction, that is 7 over 6. 6 goes up, while 7 as goes down to the denominator, like this. Next, we have to simplify. The highest common factor of 77 and 7 is 7. 7 will go into 77 11 times. 7 divided by 7 gives us 1. This will simply be equal to 11 times 6 gives us 66. We attach the kilometers, which is at the numerator, all over 1 times 1 hour gives us 1 hour at the denominator. This will give, we have 66 kilometers all over 1 hour, which simply means in 1 hour's time, the car covers 66 kilometers. That is what it means. And this will simply be equal to 66 kilometers per hour. We conclude, therefore, the rate of the car in kilometers per hour is 66 kilometers per hour. We underline the final answer. That means in 1 hour's time, the car covers 66 kilometers. We move now to the next question, which is question 3. For question 3, find the mass per meter of a uniform wooden beam if it is 6.5 meters long and has a mass of 46.8 kilograms. Finding the mass per meter simply means we are to find the mass of 1 meter of the uniform wooden beam. Question 3. First, we have been given the length of the wooden beam to be equal to 6.5 meters. Next, the mass of the wooden beam is equal to 46.8 kilogram. Mass, we need the mass per meter of the uniform wooden beam. This will simply be equal to, for us to get the mass per meter of the wooden beam, we are simply going to divide the mass of the wooden beam, which is 46.8 kilograms, by the length of the wooden beam, which is 6.5 meters. This will simply be equal to 46.8 divided by 6.5 gives us 7.2 kilograms per meter. 7.2 kilograms per meter simply means 1 meter of the wooden beam has a mass of 7.2 kilograms. That is what it means. We conclude, therefore, 1 meter of the wooden beam has a mass of 7.2 kilograms. Underline the mass of 1 meter of the wooden beam. If we take the mass of 1 meter of the wooden beam, which is 7.2 kilograms, we multiply by the total length of the wooden beam, which is 6.5 meters, we are going to obtain the total mass of the wooden beam, which is 46.8 kilograms. We move now to question 4. Question 4. A car consumes petrol at a rate of 1 liter every 10 kilometers. That means when the car travels 10 kilometers, it consumes 1 liter of fuel. If the cost price of petrol is 1000 francs CFA per liter, that means 1 liter of petrol is sold for 1000 francs CFA. Find the cost of the petrol used for a journey of 910 kilometers. We have to find the cost of petrol that will be used for a journey which is 910 kilometers. Let's first of all start by writing out what we have been given in the problem. We have the rate of consumption of petrol by the car, which is equal to 1 liter for every 10 kilometers. That means if the car is to travel 10 kilometers, the driver needs to fill in 1 liter. Next, we have the cost of the petrol which is equal to 1000 francs CFA per liter. That means 1 liter of petrol is sold for 1000 francs CFA. Now we need to find the number of liters of petrol that will be used for the journey of 910 kilometers. Number of liters of petrol needed for the journey of 910 kilometers will simply be equal to, we are going to divide 910 kilometers by 10 kilometers, and the unit will be liters. 910 divided by 910 is equal to 91. Kilometers will strike off kilometers. This will give us 91 liters. That means for the journey of 910 kilometers, the car will consume 91 liters of petrol. Next thing, we have to find the cost price of the 91 liters of petrol that the car will consume. 1 liter of petrol is equal to 1,000 francs CFA. For us to get the cost price of 91 liters, we are going to multiply both sides by 91. 91 times 1 liter will be equal to 91 times 1,000 francs CFA. 91 times 1 liter gives us 91 liters is equal to 91 times 1,000, which gives us 91,000 francs CFA. Therefore, 91,000 francs CFA, I underline the result, is the cost of the journey of 910 kilometers. That means for the car to cover a distance of 910 kilometers, the driver will spend 91,000 francs CFA for petrol. We go now to question 5. Question 5. A salesman earns $700 per car he sells. That means for each car he sells, he earns $700. Find how much he makes after selling 20 cars. For us to find how much the salesman makes after selling 20 cars, we are simply going to multiply the amount he makes after selling 1 car by 20. First, we need to start by writing the rate. In this case, it is $700 per car. This is the rate, which simply means for 1 car sold, the salesman makes $700. Now we need to find the amount he makes. After selling 20 cars. The amount will simply be equal to, we are going to multiply the amount he makes after selling a car by 20. 20 times $700. And this will simply be equal to 20 times $700 gives us $14,000. We conclude, therefore, a salesman makes $14,000 after selling 20 cars. We are done with question 5. We move now to the next question, question 6. For question 6, a town of population 53,280 people has 562 deaths in a year. That means in 1 year, 562 people died. Find the death rate per 1,000 inhabitants correct to 2 decimal places. For us to answer this question, we are going to start by making this assumption. And the assumption is in every 1,000 inhabitants we take out of the 53,280 people, the number of deaths are the same. That means if we are to split this 53,280 into a group of 1,000 people, the number of deaths will be the same. Question 6. We have the population of the town. Population town is equal to 53,280 people. Next, we have the number of deaths. Number of deaths is equal to 562. Writing this as a proportion in a population of 53,280 people, there are 562 deaths. Now, if we take a group of 1,000 people, there are X deaths. Now we need to find the value of X. For us to find the value of X, which is the number of deaths in 1,000 people, we are going to multiply 562 deaths by 1,000 people. Then we divide the product by 53,280 people. That is, X will be equal to 1,000 people times 562 deaths. Then we divide by total number of inhabitants in town, which is 53,280 people. Then we perform the necessary simplifications. You see people will cancel people. 1,000 divided by 10 gives us 100. 53,280 divided by 10 gives us 5,328. Look at the numerator and the denominator. You see that there is no common factor again. We perform multiplication. 1,000 times 100 times 562 gives us 56,200 deaths. We divide by 5,328. Dividing 56,200 by 5,328 gives us 10.55 to 2 decimal places deaths. 10.55 deaths is simply the number of deaths in 1,000 people. The 0.55 here, the fractional part, does not mean there is a fractional human being. Therefore, the number of deaths per 1,000 inhabitants of a town is 10.55 deaths. We underline the answer. The 10.55 deaths can be given as a rate by stating it as 10.55 deaths per 1,000 inhabitants. We are done with the exercise for application and rates. If in case you have any questions, you leave your questions at the comment section. Please, if you like the video, share and subscribe to this channel. Thank you very much for watching.